Hey guys, Ningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today I wanted to do a video talking about the upcoming awakenings for the AGL units and the return of the AGL banner and whether or not it's worth doing any summons on, because honestly I'm kind of conflicted because I really want my first copy of LR Baby, and the AGL banner is probably the place with the most chance to get him specifically. So we're going to talk about that afterwards. We're going to go through the units first. So obviously it is the Pan and the Rildo that are getting the awakenings. They've been around for quite a while. The banners haven't been up that often, so obviously with the awakenings they are bringing the banners back, so you have more of a chance to get them. One thing I wanted to point out is on JP, this is the schedule. So these awakenings came out and then the Goku stuff came out. So obviously on this banner Goku wasn't on it as an unfeatured LR because he wasn't out yet. So that's one thing that could potentially change for global, but again we'll talk about that with the actual banner. So if we have a look at the Pan, we know the basic workings of these guys' leader skills now once they awaken. So 4 key, 120%, really good for Battlefield. I think for the Int, which is the only ones we have the awakenings for at the moment, I use them as my sub leads on Battlefield just because it's a really good leader skill for that. So she does supreme damage to the enemy, raises allies attack by 25% for 2 turns. She's probably one of the weaker out of all of the support units when they get their awakenings, because the way her passive works, she's obviously most useful to the team if you put her in the first slot, but obviously Super AGL is so busted you're probably not going to be running Pan as a main rotation unit. So she does give everyone 3 key and then attack and defense 50%. She randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to AGL and then gets 20% per key sphere obtained. So if you do pick up a bunch of orbs, obviously her defense can potentially get quite high. But again, I just don't think that it would be worth running her on main rotation. Because some of the other ones, when they get their awakenings, they like raise their defense and stuff like that. So she's probably one of the weaker defensively out of all of them. But I mean, she's still good. She's got decent links for the team that she's on. She's obviously really only going to be used for Super AGL, so for us at the moment on global, Battlefield is kind of like the main use for these guys, but obviously once we get the extreme Super Battle Road stages, you're going to want these guys on your teams if you have them, because they're going to be so useful. So Pan, pretty decent. Then we got the Rildo. I actually really like his awakening art. I don't have him, so if I do decide not to summon on the banner, I'm probably going to buy a copy of him with the blue coins. I think they cost 300 each. So he's the extreme version. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, and seals super attack. So that's actually quite useful. I would say that's definitely a more useful ability than Pan's. And then the greatly raising defense is really good, because obviously, bear in mind, all of the 50% supports for all the colours, they all have the same passive. So it's their type key with the super or extreme type 50%, and then changing key to their own types and getting 20% per key sphere obtained. So they all have that. But if you factor in, like, if you pick up a bunch of orbs, that adds to his defense, and then when he supers, he greatly raises his defense. So it's going to be super high after he super attacks if you picked up a bunch of orbs. So he's actually going to be really good for the Extreme Super Battle Road, which is why I'll definitely be getting a copy of him if I don't summon. And his links do fit in well, considering Extreme AGL has like Super 17 and some other decent Android units that he can link really well with. He is on Artificial Life Forms. Actually, yeah, no, I meant Artificial Life Forms. He's not on the Android's team, because he's not on Android. Artificial Life Forms is the one, because obviously Extreme AGL, you can run Baby. Super 17 is in the Artificial Life Forms category, so they work really well together. So yeah, he's going to be super good for Extreme Super Battle Road. So they're both really good. If you have the blue coins and you don't have one of them, I do recommend getting them. That's really all the blue coins are useful for, except for buying Kai's. But I feel like Kai's are easy enough to get that I haven't bought any with the blue coins. So I think these guys are definitely worth getting if you don't have them. But we're going to talk about the banner. So I just wanted to show here. We ended up mentioning it at the beginning because I showed that schedule. But on JP, this came after the Android 13 banner. And then the Goku banner came afterwards. So he was not in the pool. Because when I show the banner, which is, this is the actual Goku one. yeah, he's not in this unfeatured pool. So basically, the reason why you would think about summoning on this banner, primarily to get these two, but as I mentioned with the whole baby thing, these banners are the place that technically, statistically, has the highest percentage chance for you to pull an LR of that typing. So for example, the Super Baby, because if you look at the actual list, so these are the featured units. Obviously these guys are featured, which is good, makes it a little bit easier potentially to get them, although I don't think the banner is guaranteed featured, it's just guaranteed SSR. But if we look at the rates, normally it's 5 and 5, but it's 7% featured, 3% unfeatured, so you're actually more likely to get a featured unit. But when you compare this to other banners, this is why I brought up the Goku banner. If you pull an unfeatured unit on this banner, now fair enough, it is double rates, so it's a lot easier to pull an SSR, but if you pull an unfeatured one, like look at the size of the SSR pool that's on a normal LR banner, because it's the general pool, like we're still going and it's still SSRs. There we go, so we finally stopped. So if you pull an SSR on this banner, it's going to be any one of these if it's an unfeatured one. So the chances of pulling an LR, even though they are very high, well, I say very high on a double rates banner compared to normal banners, if there's one specific one that you want, the chance is obviously a lot lower. Whereas on this banner, even though it's 3% for featured, I counted down here, there's only 37 SSRs in the unfeatured pool. So if you have an unfeatured SSR pool, you have a 1 in 37 chance of it being any one card. So if you wanted Kalen Caulifla, if you wanted Baby, hey, if you want Mighty Mask or Majin Vegeta, is any unfeatured SSR from this banner, it has a 1 in 37 chance of being that card. So that's why I'm kind of tempted, but the thing is, the one thing we got to remember is what's coming in the future. So we know that the next Dokkan Fest is probably going to be the transforming Goku and Majin Vegeta, because that was the next event on JP. But the problem that we have to think about on Global is Goku Day. So when we're looking at this schedule, JP obviously got Goku Day a lot further on. And then when we got it, on Global last year, we got Gohan and Goten. That's when they came out, right? So potentially, before this even comes out, we could get something new on Global that could be really hype. So that's why I'm like hesitant to summon, because if I drop like a couple of 100 stones on this banner, and then like a week later we find out we're getting a Global exclusive like LR, I'll be very disappointed that I spent stones on this banner. So that's why I thought I'd put this video out like a couple of days before the banner comes out, rather than like the night before, because I'm quite interested in what you guys think about the banner. Like if there's anyone in the similar situation as me, maybe it's Kalen Caulifla, but you specifically want like an AGL LR that you don't have, or if you're someone who maybe didn't summon for Goku because you want a specific LR. Like obviously, if you're free to play, the main thing should still be safe for the 5-year. Like if you're free to play, you absolutely should not summon on this banner. I was for maybe trying a multi or two on the double rates banner, but yeah, if you're free to play and you're saving pretty much everything until the 5-year, definitely do not summon on this banner. It will not be worth it, because you only get blue coins as well, which even though you can use them to buy copies of the supports, if you're free to play, you want to be getting red coins with your stones. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Like, what do you think about summoning? I think for a lot of people it's just going to be a big skip, but I'm quite interested to hear what people think based on like the idea that you're specifically looking for one AGL card. And then yeah, I did mention it very briefly. So lately they've been doing a thing with new units that come out. So like for example, we got the Android 13 banner, and then when another banner comes out and this banner is still live, it used to be in the past that this Trunks that was new to the banner but would go into the unfeatured pool wasn't in the pool until the first banner that they were on left. And then I think they might have started doing it at the start of the year. No, they did it with the 300 mil, I think. Because I remember people were pulling like Cell Juniors off of the next, like the banner, and the Gohan and Cell banners were still up. So they started doing it after that. So a banner that comes out now will have this Trunks in the general pool. Well, I say now, the Android banner's gone, but while it was still up, he would be in the unfeatured pool. So for global, this guy's only just come out and his banner is still going to be up. So I do think though, because he is like the featured LR, because we don't normally get the featured LRs on a double rates banner, I have a feeling that he's not going to be in here. So definitely don't like skip summoning for him if you wanted to go for him to try and get him on here, because I don't think he'll be in here. But you never know, global does some weird things sometimes, so that could be interesting to see. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Are you going to summon? Are you not? What do you think I should do on my quest to finally get LR Baby and get rid of those 9 UR Baby Vegetas that I've had in my box since like before the 4 year started? So yeah, let me know. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. Those links are in the description below. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.